So last week I went for a run, which is something I like to do on a regular basis, and I hit my Nike Run Plus Club app and started the run. And as I did, music started playing. And the first song that was playing was one of Josh Groban's Christmas songs from Polar Express. And I was like, all right, I like the song, so I'll listen to it. And I'm running along, enjoying the song, and the next thing I know, all of a sudden, country music comes on. I'm like, wow. And then all of a sudden, I realized that what my phone was doing was playing music that I downloaded from a number of years ago. And so going from Josh Groban Christmas to country was one thing. But next thing I know, it's another country song, and then after that, it goes to Pentatonix's Christmas song, which I really liked, and I was enjoying it, and it got my attention. And so, I went and I played it twice. And then it went from there, the music that was playing, and it went to Avril Lavigne. And I was like, what? You know, this grungy, rock, hard type music. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And my mind's bouncing all over the place. And then that song gets done, and the next thing I know, it's Black Eyed Peas. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I got done running, and I'm in my run, and I'm going along, and I'm listening to that, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy that this is the music going on. And I stopped, and I realized, I'm like, Wade, sometimes this is like what your head is like. Like, it goes from happy to annoyed to okay, to restful, to whatever, and it will bounce from thinking about one thing, from work to family to what I want to do for fun to whatever, and it just goes all over the place. And especially when I'm at work or I'm trying to do something serious, and like I just can't like keep my attention, and my mind oftentimes is like that playlist, just bouncing from one thing to another that have no relationship with one another other than that they are thoughts in my head. And I was like, this is crazy. And as I'm running, the next thing I know, all of a sudden I'm like, but wait a second. The music bouncing all over in my head and going from one song to another didn't matter, because what was going on is I was focused on my run. So like I would hear a song for a second, I'd hear words here and there, but I was focused on the 4 miles that I was trying to run that night. I was focused on my breathing. I was focused on where I was going. I was focused on the turn. I was focused on where my footsteps were. And so I would hear the songs, and I would hear parts of them that I enjoyed or didn't like, or I was like, what in the world? I barely ever listened to country. That's why I actually couldn't tell you the country artists that they were, but only could tell you that it was that genre. And I started to realize that the reason that the music didn't affect me that was in my head was because I was so focused on the run. I was so focused on what was in hand. And then that took me to Isaiah 26:3. That says, he whose mind stays on me will stay in perfect peace. And as I thought on that verse, as I meditated on that, my mind began to realize, Wade, as you're going through life and your thoughts and your mind are all over the place, bouncing from one thing to another, being distracted, going crazy, going insane when things aren't going well, jubilant because things are going great, whatever it is, that when I stop and I take my mind and I stay focused on God, who God is and where God is taking me, that all of a sudden that noise in my head begins to get erased. That noise in my head is no longer listened to. Why? Because my mind is focused on God. It is focused on what He has for me. And it starts to drown out that noise. And I'm able to find joy again. I'm able to find peace again. I'm able to find rest. And so just like on that run, when that playlist was kind of driving me a little crazy because it was all over the place, and all of a sudden I stayed focused on my run so that the playlist did not bother me. It did not affect me. That's the same thing that happens in our lives, guys. And so as you are going through life and the background music in your head is trying to tell you lies or trying to tell you distractions or trying to take you places you don't want to go, I tell you what, focus on what matters. Focus on your relationship with God. Focus on who God is and what God has done for you, and allow that to begin to take and make all of those thoughts in your head be obedient to the fact that you're living a life for Christ. You're focused on Him. You're driven towards Him. That will begin to make that just fall away, fall to the wayside. And so as you deal with that, because we all deal with that where our thoughts just want to go all over the place. But the answer is to focus on God. Focus on the one who loves you, who cares for you, who will provide for you, who will protect you, who will watch over you, and let him begin to order the thoughts of your mind and take it from that crazy playlist to going in one direction. Focus on what he has for you and what matters at that moment. And so, when I'm on my run, I have all kinds of thoughts and I never know what's going to happen. And so that night, it was kind of a little bit of a gift from God that my playlist went all over the place. And I was reminded that when things start going crazy, when my mind starts getting all over the place, that I need to be quick. Just like I had to stay focused on that run, I need to be quick and focus my mind back on God, the creator of the universe, who loves me, who loves you, and who cares for us. And let him begin to take order to that mind that is in utter